Listen up, you're doing this wrong when it comes to Instagram. Don't feel bad. We're all doing it to some extent. I've been there. You're focusing on numbers too much. We definitely want to grow at a steady rate, but it's so possible to earn money and get sales with even just 500, 2,000, a few thousand, 10,000 Instagram followers. We don't have to have over 1 million followers to get sales when it comes to Instagram. So in this video, I'm going to talk about IG growth hacks, but not just for the sake of growing. We're going to grow your page with your people who will become lifers, who will become customers, that you'll actually be able to have dialogue and build some relationships inside your community. And the more you have a community, the more you're going to have a thriving and sustainable business, not just a one and done. We definitely don't want to be like this influencer who grew 2 million followers, but then struggled to sell over 30 t-shirts when she launched apparel. All the love to her. Everything's a test. I'm sure she's tweaked her strategy. We don't want to fall into the trap of focusing on vanity metrics only. The whole point to get followers is to get customers and to build business. So let's dive in. Okay, so with these hacks, I'm definitely going to tell you what to do, but I'm also going to tell you what to stay away from. So stay tuned for that. But the first thing I want to talk about is consistency. Consistency wins, but you might be thinking,
well, what does consistency mean? Does that mean posting 3 times a day, once a week?
Consistency is a cadence that you know you can keep up with. So for you, based on your current lifestyle demands, you might have another job, you commit to consistency that you know that you can attain for the next month. So that might be, hey, I'm gonna sit down and plan out 4 posts. I'm gonna post once a week and I'm gonna nail that to start with. It might be 3 posts a week. It might be 1 a day, depending on where you are in kind of your skill set and your journey and your time. But decide what that is and then reevaluate in 30 days and say, okay, was my goal too lofty? Was it too easy? And you can kind of adjust what you wanna shoot for the next 30 days. Really lean into one thing at a time. So if you're not posting at all, you might want to just focus on feed posts, whether that be reels or an image with text. Focus on one thing first, nail it. And then start to build, like I'm going to borrow this from my wellness coach, Abby, brick by brick. So once you nail one type of post, like a feed post, then you can say, okay, I'm going to continue that habit. I'm going to continue what I've already built. Now I'm going to add in stories and I'm going to do 1 story a day, 3 stories a week, whatever that is. But consistency wins. The pro tip here is you define what your level of consistency is, reevaluate that every 30 days, add in layer by layer additional elements while not forgetting about what you've already nailed. The other thing here when it comes to consistency is we want to focus a little bit on volume over perfection. We definitely want to put value into each post. We don't just want to throw crap out there. However, I think that we need to redefine what value is. Sometimes we're trying to write an entire book in 1 post. No, that's not gonna work. We want to have 1 golden nugget. And whether you're gonna do a carousel or a reel or whatever the format is that you don't have to cover all the bases in 1 post. If we get too perfectionistic, I might be speaking from experience here, recovering perfectionist, then we're just gonna waste so much time and we have no idea if that post that we spent 2 weeks perfecting every period, every punctuation, every spelling, every this, that, it might fall flat and you might get a big goose egg on the comments because you were just being too analytical. The things that we create on the fly sometimes have the absolute best engagement. Think about how you would interact with it as a consumer, not necessarily the author, and then put it out into the world and go on to the next. We never delete posts or say, oh, that wasn't good enough to live on my feed. We just keep creating and keep having the courage to press post consistently. The second thing here is in order to grow, we want to borrow audiences from those who have already built them. Pretty cool, right? It's like a little shortcut, but not just any audience. If you're trying to sell children's apparel, you're not gonna go and do a collaboration with somebody who's, talking about trucks on a farm or belt buckles. No, because it's not the same ideal customer. So those people that are following the belt buckle guy are not interested typically in baby apparel. Unless I guess it would say like John Deere on the onesie, like that might be a mashup there. But what I'm trying to get out here is we want to do collaborations and borrow audiences where our customers are already hanging out. Ding, ding, ding. So you probably want to know who your ideal customer is first. Do we need a video on that? Okay, mental note, yes. So to give you an example, my previous business, we did online breastfeeding courses. So we were targeting pregnant moms, partners, families. So where were my ideal customers hanging out that weren't necessarily delivering the exact same value I was going to be? This is going to be pregnancy. This is going to be labor planning. This is going to be newborn care. This is going to be all things in that realm of before baby's born and immediately after baby's born. So you want to follow these other creators that are kind of within your niche or your wheelhouse of where your customer is hanging out, and get to know what their content is like and see if you like it, see if you align with it. And if you do, go ahead and share about their work. If you're hesitant to share about their work because you don't really like it or you don't really align with it, that is your red flag that that is not the person that you're going to collaborate with. Long-term relationships that are a win-win, I found in my 7 years in business, are built on those that you actually personally subscribe to their methods and that you enjoy their work. That's going to build a longer-term partnership and a win-win scenario. So step 1, follow. Step 2, reach out and connect. See if you really love their content. Step 3, share. Share their work with no promise of them sharing or strings attached, because you genuinely do like it and you think your audience would find it valuable. Nurture a relationship. Comment on their work with not just stupid comments like, oh, great post, but like, oh, here's what I think about this concept that you just shared. Or here's what I love about this post and my thoughts behind it. That's where you're going to get on their radar and you're going to start to get them to be curious in your work. They might head over to your page and check you out. With regular interaction, you're kind of inviting them to do the same vetting process with you. Okay, so once you've kind of laid that foundation of a IG relationship, not just a fake cold DM that's copied and pasted, we want to stay away from that because you're going to get blocked and deleted instantly. But once you've actually laid that genuine foundation, then that is the opportunity for collaboration. That can be done in a variety of ways. I'm going to give you a few examples here. You could set up like a story swap where you film some stories teaching a simple concept on what your zone of genius is. You send that over to them and then you offer that they can share something on your platform and you tag each other and you guys kind of have that win-win, and you'll get that cross hibernation of the ideal customer actually having both of you in their inner circle of experts, like turning to each of you for different things while they're in a similar place on their journey. Another example would be is if they offer something paid, you could offer to give some free content to their paid customers as bonus for free. So you could say, hey, I can add a mini course, I can add a video, I can add a PDF download. Once again, you don't need to ask for anything in return in order to offer that. So by you offering free content to their paid customers, you're not only getting in front of your ideal customer avatar, but pro tip, you're getting in front of their paid customers. So that's a very quality lead that's now gonna come over to your Instagram page, go to your website, check you out, and has an increased likelihood that they're gonna become a paid customer on your platform. Another thing you could do here collaboration wise is you could do a joint free class or conversation. It could be as simple as an Instagram live, it could be something like YouTube live, or it could be more like a webinar setup with a webinar software, Zoom, so many different ways that you can do it. Then basically you're bringing both of your audiences in, you're introducing each other to the other's audience, you become more trusted inside their circle, and then you're gonna borrow some of their audience that are gonna land on your page and become followers that know, like, and trust you as well. And if you have no idea what I'm talking about and you wanna know more about free classes or webinars, I've got a video here that talks about it, as well as this guy over here, so check those out. Okay, so another example of a great way to collaborate is offer to do a Q&A on their page. It could be something like just a static feed post where you say, hey, here's a Q&A, and you promise to be attentive for that first hour that it's live to answer each question that comes through. You could actually have them put a question box up on their stories and people could submit questions for a day. They can screen record those answers, send them over to you, and then you can actually record your responses for them to go over and post. So a Q&A is actually doing two things. It's adding value to this other creator's audience that they themselves cannot provide. So that's definitely a win for the other creator. And then you're getting that FaceTime in front of your ideal customer with a pretty high likelihood they're gonna come over to your page, and if they like what you're offering, what you're teaching, and if it feels fun and informative, they're gonna go ahead and hit that follow button. And all of a sudden your numbers are going up, not just with the random people, but your ideal customer. Okay, so now I'm on to my third way of borrowing audience is identify who some of these big players are within your niche or within, the audience that you wanna serve. Follow them for sure, and remember to interact. Leave comments on their posts. So when their audience comes to either leave a comment or to read through the comments, they see you. And then there's a likelihood they're gonna go over to your page. Make sure you're not doing self-promotion. Make sure you're not doing that creator's job and answering a bunch of questions. That's just plain annoying. It's gonna get you blocked and deleted from that page, okay? But if you're offering value and insight and you're offering genuinely interesting comments that are adding to the conversation and are pertinent to that post, then more than likely that creator is going to get you on their radar and the ideal customers now got you on the radar. The more you do this consistently, the more it's going to be authentic and it's going to create that genuine community you want on your page. Once again, we're not going to lean into vanity metrics. We're going to do it little by little, growing the right way with the right customer. Okay, little pro tip here of how you can actually target the customer regardless of the other creators. You've probably heard about hashtags and you might think,
oh, she's gonna get into hashtags. Aren't they dead? Aren't they boring? Aren't they, ugh.
This is actually a way that we really were able to build connection with people based on hashtags. For us, we were targeting pregnant women and we wanted to serve pregnant women. So a lot of times, pregnant women will use hashtags like 30 weeks pregnant, 32 weeks pregnant, 38 weeks pregnant. They might use a term like bun in the oven. They might use a term like gender reveal or baby announcement. So we would actually go through those hashtags and make genuine comments under those posts. Once again, we're not leaving the generic annoying comments like cool, hearts, da da da. We're saying, oh my gosh, congratulations, to get us on their radar right in the time where we can serve them the best, where they can come over and join our community. So hope you enjoyed this video all about IG growth hacks, not just focus on vanity metrics, but building your numbers the right way that are going to help your engagement numbers as well as your customer numbers, your overall bottom line, and grow your business. See you guys in the next video.